comedy when I was 14. The first time I was on, introduced me was a guy named, I'm 47. I can introduction like it was yesterday. Ladies and gentlemen, this stage is Career Tonight. We may be witnessing, please welcome Paul. From the first time that I ever held a microphone, sure this was it. I knew I had, and my God, man, I was a, from the moment I started to be a braggart, I'm telling you, that was in awe of me. Oh boy, so they used to say. I was better, but during the AIDS epidemic, in a Goodyear condom. Remember the joke? Something about them by Goodyear. I just remember like that joke. There was an older comedian. He came to me one night after the show, and I got an audition at another. I was wondering, do you? I just want to borrow a kid. I don't know any better. I'm like, sure, if it'll help your career. I let him do the joke. Weeks later, comedy club, and he went, and he did. And after the show, I don't mind you borrowing. Oh, I forgot to. Let me buy that. And I'm just starting out. I need all the idea being that them late the fast money for my work. I said, I can't do it. I get this. Old child, this man. So I could see how big to me, really, I can just take it. And he did. I got scared. I was a child. Never forgot that. Never forgot that. I was 57 now. I think about it. When I look at my own kids and I say, y'all, I can't do that to me. Think about it every day. Thing that happened to me. Think about it every day, because that was the first someone ever. But in my career, it has happened many where someone would attempt to take something. Story. Now I'm 18, and I just road tour. I'll spare you New York, but my rent is paid. $50 to my name. And a woman that I had met in Dominican bitch. She was going to spend the weekend. Couldn't wait for her to get there. She was coming. I only had 6 for a whole to entertain a bad bitch. Now I'm walking through Greenwich Village. Something I've never seen before. You know what that is? The whole thing. The table was 3 cards and hollering, and he was like, card, and people were playing. Sometimes they lose, and I'm standing there watching. While I'm watching them play this, the red card, the one you had just a little bend. And I'm watching, it doesn't seem to know that red. I'm going to be at the table, and I said, let me play. Last $60 to shuffle and find the red card. And I kept watching that on the table, make sure I kept my... And when he stopped shuffling the card, I pointed, here it is right. And he flipped it over, and it was black. My money. How did this nigga do that? I was confused. Yeah. Watched him. I played the game. And I realized who was doing all that hooting. My God, they were in on the whole. I felt so wrong, stupid. And the table was about to put his... Fuck that, man. Don't put your niggas in on it. It's a trick. The guy that was huge. My collar. He was when he grabbed me. I was... And I'm sure it's all the fear in my face. And that fear, he looked at hard to soft. Then the way our father would look, and he said to me, young man, ever man in his meal. I never, most for years to learn, it took me 2 seconds. Somebody in their pay. Man's livelihood is killing him. You know why the famous rock star, and do you know why the artist, when he came, he called us tracks. Tracks are crazy. You should hear the term contracts. To use in perpetuity. Who the fuck could possibly means? Nobody does. In fact, that when you have to hire us, tell you what that means. Sit down at a table, track game. And that's central. The contract. The way the expectant father that was broke. I was desperate down, and it wasn't good circumstances, but I'm not gonna do, I said. Sitting at that table told me it's a good contract. They all seemed to, but what if it was like that game of, what if they were, and I didn't know it. Bag of money was Iceberg's money in the, what was last week, weeks ago, whenever it was, I called Lauren Michaels. I'll do it. I'll do Saturday night. and called the day I committed to the Netflix is show. Max is streaming it too. Story. Oh, no, hear me out. No, of Comedy Central, HBO. I told, now these are executives who say, yeah, we'll take it. No, but they didn't say I are. They said literally, you for. As they kicked me out of the office, you for. And here, these years later, the very show I'm asked, what do me for? People think I made, when I never got paid, didn't have to pay me in the contract. That these people was, and they never had to tell me. Legal, because I signed the contract. Is that right? Didn't think so either. Netflix had things happen to me. That company didn't even. They were streaming Chappelle's. How could they not know? I called them and it makes me feel bad. Platform. That, because they do, and they went back from a businessman just because they think that they were wrong. I think if you streaming that stolen goods, and I said, I believe that Comedy Central. I believe that deal because this stir that these Me Too bitches was, but for how it fucks, for how it eats. God, man, it's the same. When I all my friends, why don't you just do another network? Yeah, and why doesn't a slave to another plant over there might be nice? My trap. You know what? Tell you the truth. I'm coming back. Tell show. Well, I do. I tell show because my name is used by them in universe. Business. Doing something that nobody else would do. You something that you need. Trying to explain to you, understand what you see. Publicly flogging. Because they watch. Why? They're so doesn't feel good publicly. Oh, I know how that feels. When I quit crazy. What was crazy anymore? Crack. As in pout Muslim. I didn't. But I do now. Fucking life. Now it's their turn. Nigga lesson. And I'm, yo, is there anything I can do about it? I said, no. I guess you, I'm coming to you. I'm begging you, like me. If you're wild about me, I'm begging, please don't watch that. Boycott any network. Boycott Chappelle Show unless they pay me. Shareholder at you. All that shit that they do to everything for their shareholder. Me. So if you're tell them it's wrong. And if you don't, then fuck you. It's in the hot dogs you eat. Now there's probably a bunch of people that come in all these places that know what I'm talking about. Or either quit, got Me Too or something. Now, young people there. What is he talking about? They know what the fuck. Tell you what I'm talking about. Accounting department. Oh, that show made, and that's exactly what you're going to come with me, and let's fight terrible feeling that you're together. We can and work this thing with Chappelle, or take it. Thank you. All power. When a hero, nothing for watch a brave guy. Now you guys might have seen it that I called coronavirus recently, because in the beginning of in the live entertainment business, he said probably sometimes that there's no fucking way. And I just tried. You see what we've been doing, do this invasive test and be out and hang out and be together. And after all these, God damn it, I had the Rona. Oh. Cowards rejoicing, invested in being afraid. Said I had the coronavirus, people wished me well. Said itself, we don't want anything bad to happen. Fraction of people said, you see that day, that's why we stay inside, never try anything. motherfuckers, because I'm better now. And named Edward Snowden. How people feel about him is he bad? Was he right? No. Was he detailed a government, the United spying on its own citizens? And when he did, people didn't really come at that time. We were prosecuting. My God, what if these terrorists could do something if they, who has anything to hide? Remember that. After Michael Brown got killed in cities and Ferguson and all these Americans saying their apartments, and no one cared. The rest was so uncomfortable. All these Negroes look so angry. Nobody said anything. Remember that. On January 6th, American citizens stabbed them. A lot of my friends growing up, I said, what did you do that day? What can crack us down a step, nigga? And to save our country. Colin Kaepernick, he can't kneel to a police officer to death with a, look at that shit. What was that? Who is the terrorist now? It's you. Not me, Muslim ass, it's you. Police for. They didn't call the nationalists. It's you. That's what white people been feeling for 400 years. From the Capitol and rub their shit. They came back to the rotunda. Look at that, motherfuckers. And do you have a country or no? We're in quite the pickle. You could solve a black American's problem, we would have no problems. Talking about pronouns and this, that, shit wrong. They kidnapped us, treated us like shit, and all that. They were afraid to do what you would do in this. We stormed the halls of the walls. Well, of course not. I tried it. I know how to solve my problem. You need to know how to solve where your power lies. Americans, so you're each other. Special out. I called it unforgiving. My beef was with about it. I demanded that me, because that's what they said. Well, you signed the demand about thing. Minding my own business. To minding your own business is your business. People that talk about me, that rejoice, understand what greatness looks like. I never asked comedy. Remember, I said I'm going, and I came to you. Power lies in the show, and thank you did. Listen, because without your eyes, and when you stopped, they called me my name back, and I got my, and they paid me millions. Thank you very much. When I took 12 years on top, when I came back, you have kept me free. I had to do what so because of you. It's like. I want to thank Ted, CEO, who had the courage platform and financial just because I asked him. I want to thank Chris McCarthy, Viacom, Sky, and like most people younger than me, the past right. Very courageous, and I can finally say the pleasure doing big. I wish I was. Birthday celebration because we are still. Stop playing. Keep going. Have you ever seen me? What it is, I'm still. I'm not talking. Hold on, kick it. Don't stop. Don't got to commit. Kick it. All right, I will. I turned 40. I was happy to be statistics, but I'm not old. But I took 2 days and gave up in the middle. That's what happens. Now you think you can't kick it, still booming. Tough year for the days in Detroit. I'm just kidding. I got booed, but I didn't sit out there and took it. It's a long story, but never smoke weed. There might be something in there. You might have seen it on TMZ. They said, no, I'm drunk. It was. Days I couldn't get it together. And I want my money back, Days. And fuck you. Get the tickets for these guys. And the whole crowd said, yeah, we want our money back. I'm fans of Detroit. Here, fucking money. I'm like, it's him. I said I'd show up, give it a shot. We love you, guys. But tonight's not about me. No, tonight's favorite entertainers of all time. You know, I can honestly say, you know, I know I love you because when you love someone, you want to be better. She brings out the best of a person. Every crowd I see her stand. So as a crowd, make some noise. Make some real noise. I do. This is my objective tonight. Because this body of work that I'm all the questions I've said in the last few years tonight by addressing the LGBTQ community. And I want every member of that community peace. And I hope to negotiate the baby. Sad story. The baby was until about a couple weeks ago. We took a nasty and said some wild TQ community concert in Florida. Now, you know I go hard in the paint. God damn the baby. Ooh, he pushed the button. He punched the L community right in the AIDS. Can't do that. Can't do. But I do believe later that it's a very egregious mistake. But you know, a lot of the community doesn't know history. He's a wild guy. He once shot and killed Walmart. Oh, this is true. Google it. A nigga in Walmart. Rare. Do you see where I'm going? In our country, you nigga, a person's feelings. And precisely to respect us for the own. And this is a real question. That a gay can be racist. I think so. Of course it's possible. He's gay, and he's not proud. He said he prays about it. Cheating's out of my heart. Please, butthole's ugly to me. I want to keep on tasting these. You guys are confusing. I hate you. Really, I am jealous. I'm not the only black person that feels. We blacks, we look at the game and look how well they. Look how well. We've been trapped in this for years. How the kind of progress? Like oil and booty shorts. 100 years sooner. If Martin Luther can't get up on them floats, get your body. I respect the shit out of you. Fond of these newer gays. Too sensitive. Brittle. Well, I miss them them stones that I respect. From anybody, they respect that shit. I'm not even, and I want to be like a gangster gays, them gory. These new gays, there's a hole in the wall's built. Why they put that hole in the wall? I want to have some fun. This is in that shit. It's a lot of courage on gay. That glory hole out. Martin Luther King had to integrate the. I don't care no white lips back there. A mouth is a mouth. A warm, wet mouth. I'm going all the way.
Belum berdirimu, hari-hariku serasa warna bukanlah bola jam biar membaik kota pelangi warnai simak hari hamba di Bandung berbagi jana datang mengajar melihat betapa tak ada yang
Picture of a famous person you could, it was like the biggest Hollywood had ever seen. That tackled me. Bleachers. I had words to know this happened, but Jamie Foxx could have jumped out of the crowd. Boy had, like he knew this shit was gonna happen. Boy had before. And Jamie started chasing that given Sunday. And the kid was fast as shit, and they broke Jamie's ankles. And then Jon Stewart backstage and jumped at this motherfucker. Seen John coming, so he jumped back, and this kid was fast. Sees the emergency exit just before Mother Fat Boy Records. Like, Boy, puppy. And then every celebrity saw themselves getting the fuck out of that kid. Chris was backstage looking like me. Everybody, hey. The most was the pressure out there on the avenue and had to take me because I couldn't even feel it. Boy, with 24 short years. Before that time, never lived. And when he died, inconsolable. I'll laugh again. Got me out of that space. The late, great, shout out to Norm. Norm did, which I'll never forget. I was the biggest Jim Carrey, go all into it, but Jim Carrey can't practice, rehearse, given talent. I was fast, and Norm knew that, and he called. He says, I'm doing it. And I said, fuck. And it was the first time that died being excited. In the movie, I didn't know any of this. Carrey was playing another comedian, Kaufman. And Jim Carrey was so that from the moment he went to bed at night, I didn't know that. When they said, oh, Kaufman. So everybody on the crew, I didn't know any of that. I just walked into the room where we were supposed to meet Carrey. And everyone said, no. Damn, Andy. Understand? And then he can know he was acting like Andy Kaufman. And I was like, hello. Fucking lucky am I. This artist of my time and challenging processes I've seen that. What was happening? I was very disappointed. Jim Carrey, pretend this nigga was Andy Kaufman all afternoon. And he was clearly, he was Jim. Anyway, I said, that's how trans people. My friend has a lot of gay friends, Stuart. A lot of gay friends. Not married to their character. They're just rude house guests, giggling with my mother macaroon like the party's over. Hey, Stuart, me the way a cat would speak if Jay fed. He always must have some kind of gay. One was about to take the words husband. Well, why would you want those words? Discriminates against same sex. Please save me the cement. Take your chips and get the fuck out. Go outside, talk. And whichever one of you was gay. Before I did when I was 22, HBO gave me the biggest out at that time. They gave me this shit was not like it was generic. It was just Dave Chappelle. And I shot it at a place which is in beneath Broadway Studios, a nightclub. It was only supposed to be 30 minutes, and I got ready I was supposed to do. The night that I taped, set music, blasting from the night, hear it real loud, and I was devastated. I was a young man, really believed in what I was doing, that my dream had been killed. So when I got off stage, I alley behind Broadway, strolled trucks are parked, the fucking door open, and all the producers, business, just a guy that gets you fucked everything. Music, what the fuck were you thinking? A guy who was a big time producer stood up. And he said, hey, fuck down. Ruin anything. Well, that nightclub did not deal. Dead and out of the deal. Guy, white man, himself. He said, that guy right there. Time I asked no questions. And I beat on that window and I started to talk to you. And that old nigga, and wisely, and left me in the alley cussing. 2 minutes later, literally minutes later, couldn't have been any more doors to the kitchen, nightclub underneath Broadway. And that same old man with goons with him, and he was a cucumber. He said, I want to talk. I didn't know anything about it, but I found out we're Russian mob. And I don't know what but these are the niggas that, and all against, they said, Dave! And I said, yeah, fuck that kitchen. And they got dark as fucking. I'm not dumb. I had situation. And I believed in what I was doing. Just kept cutting. Tell them how they ruined. That old man couldn't believe this shit. And as soon as I took a breath, I said, hey, kid, listen, your friends lied to you. He said, we made a deal. Your friends. And when he said this, I was locked in it. The truth, which would make me. And the moment that I realized I was wrong, I was afraid. See, if if you believe you're absolutely right. You can get drunk. Right you are. That's why. I didn't buckle. I was scared, but well then, sir. But I believe the reason that music was playing, and he was sympathy. And he walked over to me and placed his hand on my cheek. Tell you, thing to do. And looking at this nigga's hand on my cheek. And he said, and he tapped me on my cheek, real soft, just like that. Up the light kitchen, and I just walked. I lived to fight day. I learned one of the most, and I have to share. The lesson is this: the moment when I am a powerful dreamer. I'm not lying. I dream this very night, 10-year-old boy and a 50-year-old man. I walked all around war in this city, and I said, "Hey, Dave, hey," knew me personally, them, and I said, "Dave, but then sometimes, killer myself, maybe at some nightclub and feel shocked, but I'll see some guy that no one's ever worked all week and got bottles. His bitches bring him to him, and in my mind, he's Persian. He's dance his table because he got so much. Go see, looking across the room like, oh my, I'm in that guy. I can hear it. Hey, how was the club last night? I had bottle service. I seen Dave. Ooh, who was that? It's a trick. You have to be wise when you were living, and you have to be humble when you were in some. Between Will Smith, Rock, him his big ideas, but his fellow dreamers, can't judge between them, self and both of them. Will Smith, I can't take it anymore. Out of the next person, you're somebody that I love, and I am Chris Rock. Can get slapped and keep. I don't fuck any. That is what do. Boundaries, and men's, and no boundaries than a. Say about now. This guy does music. DJ Khaled of Sex Tape. Another one. Like, damn. The new one's so bad. 16 times. Isn't that crazy? This motherfucker like, yeah, this is the best I've had in my life. 14 posers like, oh yeah. You need to shut the fuck up. You gotta give your Lord. Like, this is the best I've ever had in my life. Clearly my client thought that this woman, as he mentioned, they gonna know you lying though. It was 36-year-old pussy. See a fellow dreamer, I get. Even if I dream is, I know a dream, and I've met men in my life, none more, who calls himself Little Nas X. I met this here who he was. In that party, I knew I was. Everybody in the party was famous, but when that nigga walked, C-3PO, he was shining. And everyone, that's Little Nas X. For some reason, I had all them dreams to get you in my video. I said, what? I said, what? What video? You just look at me like, you know what video? And walked. Watch him walk away. I said, man, this nigga's. You know what it reminded me of? When we was in grade school. Ask everybody what they want to be. Tim, what do you want to be? And Timmy acted like, I want to be a fireman. I say, Timmy, that is. But Timmy said he wanted to be Timmy's attracted to fire. Time he's 14 years old, this old maniac playing with goddamn expert downtown with his buddies, fucking around warehouse down. And he does workers from El Salvador, and then they die in the fire. Oh, but he's black. I'm as an adult. The rest of his life in jail. What about you, Billy? What do you want to be? Billy stands up and he says, President of the United States. And he says, oh my God, Billy, that full dream. That shit ain't right. That motherfucker. He joins student government activities like show choir. He's on track. A year he wipes, gets his girlfriend pregnant, drop out of high school to make ends. But lucky for him, Walmart's hiring. By the time he's 20, he makes assistant manager in the district. He says, oh my God, for 4 more years. And if I can keep this to that, I could even have as many as 3 Walmart. Right? He sees with this, so he kills himself. You grow up. Laugh at me. If they laugh, say it. What do you want to be, Little Nas X? In front of the whole class. I want to be the gayest video and slide down a strip of pits of hell and suck cock on BET. Believe me. It was the only dream that worked out. Here, in the city where I live, because that they came true. You all for ma'am today. Yes, powerful dream. Come to this city, and I realize it's not my dream at all, and I am to be in it. Thank you, sir. And they all look voting for it just as easily as I. But do you guys know, not one of us, look what we had to do in that booth. Just doing our goddamn voted for Hillary Clinton, of course. For her, because I vastly liked what he said. But that shit was I have a dream speech. That bitch, Karate Kid, sweat burnt. Boy, it was hard voting. But that, I know you were a Clinton supporter, but it didn't feel. She was gonna be, they were gonna make coins out of it. And some dunk should have beat him. Of course, she sure felt like it was a bit like I was eat Halle Berry's pussy. Doing so, she faced, man. And I'd still do it. But this great nation's face. I voted that day to New York City. That night, and I said to an audience exactly what I just said. Didn't know that there was a journalist. This journalist wrote a line of the article said, Dave is an avid. I had no idea. You know how I found out? Ohio the next morning. David, fuck, on New York. I said, I'm being good. The paper is saying Porter. I was like, I said, don't worry about that shit, baby. Nobody in there. And she said, no, believe it. And then she said to me, all these black people, all kinds of Uncle Toms. I should tell you, but from one black to I was incensed. Nigga, you the one. Anyway, around, and I'm hosting. My monologue, I just kind of, and at the end of the monologue, I said something like, you know, fuck me, this is franchise, and we give him a chance if he gives us a chance. I said, I read shit. And he was not. Now walking to the people looking at me like, yo, Dave. Yo, nigga. Boy. Because I don't care if you're a Republican or not, I have to admit that having a terrible presidents before, but this shit is work. It's whole crack pipe in your oop. What the fuck is wrong with this guy? Yo, I watched Don's conference, and this media gathered, and it's literally asked to stop. Like, yo, this motherfucker is, and then his lips. Has ever seen a motherfucker sweat? What the fuck is wrong with this nigga's lips? It's like if you're on a plane, I get scared on there, and then I get the flight attendant, and she makes me feel calm. If that bitch's lips, it's terrifying. Your lips, what are you? I'm not even making this shit up. You scary, the thing my briefings are. What's that? Yeah. Sit my kids there. Hey, little man, for a second. Yo. 3 months behind on the rent, nigga. Worry. School and have a productive day and allow getting some shit off my. What are you doing, bro? Price. All this motherfucker's like high people ID. Like he doesn't think these things. He just tells us what he's thinking. It sounds nuts. I'm gonna go to China. Those jobs from China here to America. So iPhones can be 9,000 where it belongs. No. What the fuck is he thinking? Because I don't want to make them stop these jobs. To bring back coal? I'm not even exaggerating. Never. Even seen a fucking know what coal is for. Fuckers digging around in the dirt. Hand me some truffles, nigga. This is getting out of control. If it gets any worse, I'm gonna be like everybody else. Terrible, terrible job. With rap battle, fire and fury, like, yo! Korea, man. Jong-un is scary. He might be as crazy as Trump. Scary shit. Naive motherfuckers that thinks easy, then you Call of Duty at 3 a.m. like, that's from the Korean. Fucking 8-year-old goddamn platoon last. I've never seen somebody with the most, just like, you know, any more Muslims in the country out what's going on. Figure out what's, who doesn't math? Let's count it out. 17 mass shootings. 4 of them were done by most 4 Muslims were from any of the ass original band. And since he brought the 13 shootings, Tiki Torch Whites, he don't see people from the show to keep there because it's mean and most importantly, catastrophic to my body. If there were no wipe this bitch with $1,800, realize that we, and that's why we'll ever be able to beat everybody in America is racist, who's Chinese. This motherfucker called it all wrong. Leave the media either, because the media is trying to make extremities amongst us. We can disagree, and most of us are the shit. You know what I mean? Generally, respect when they don't share those beliefs. I respect everybody's beliefs, people. Because they are the only one, their God is wrong. Is 75 in Ohio. Traffic is buggy. Nigga, your God is ridiculous. All the to, not from They know me from the street. Because when I'll pull the Porsche over and talk. You, are you sure any of this technology or this? Huh? Let me turn this air conditioner off. Ye tried to tempt me. Damn it, bro. I'm trying to put you. Guy just went 25. That's a day. You don't even know what the. Know that there's a value. I drive away. Oh my. You want to hit my. Oh, sorry, nigga. I'm bad. Mouse with herpes for 30 years. Every night I go to the club. You have herpes, I'm just saying how people do, so let's just all be careful around this mother. We leave with the lip. I'm having an artistic 2 poems. One and one wrote backstage. Which one would you like? How many for the old one? How many for? All right, so remember, you asked for it. One night at 3 a.m. store, I forgot. That's right, I wanted to buy it because I was high. The phone. It's me. He. Now I'd never say I haven't met all hate talks for savage, but even though I don't generally do percentages and so far I hate people I've met so I say he just scowls at me. Something, hurry up. I'm not stealing it. If you're shopping, shop, look like a thief. This phone said, hey, since you came in the door, now I'll get out of my store. Now, hey, hand, get your face. Chinaman. Hey, I think I'm Chinese. Seeing, you made a mistake. Mr. Fong. Now, I was wrong. Mr. Fong, I'm sorry to fix Chinese look-alike contest. Ringing for a Chinese. But don't, I didn't mean to offend. You know, some people say, oh, we call those. Thank you. Just don't deal with jails and I don't. My house, I didn't even call the do, but I couldn't. It was too nice. It's too nice, but too nice for me. New York. I open the door, they'll be like, oh. Case Johnson. Apparently there's black pictures of his fam. Thing like it. With them, man. I had to bail him. You know, that was scared. Right into the belly of the beast. I tried to look as visible. buddy. Okay. While your description, you'll walk this way, we can spit no blame all the police, but now I'll tell you who I blame. Those on the same brother and over. Who does it all look like? I want to know what they say when it's, you know what I mean? Look, guy that tried to rob you. Yes, feet tall, I'd say 6. He had his. That's was on. Okay, big lips. Be no more, sir. I'll draw him from. I think we can trace this guy and.
You know why, everybody? Because I'm well trained. I used to live in Ohio for. It was a 84,005. My house was the black neighborhood. Time now, earlier on, I don't know what it was. I got suspended 23 during February. One time I got hold of all my bad about it now. It was hilarious. They calling in death threats. I called up he was all nice on the phone.
Is this Mr.
Yes, it is, and who?
Motherfucker?
What's this?
Don't worry about it. You're gonna die. Chappelle's grades.
But they get a reputation, man. My 2 best friends were still 2 white guys. Yeah, I took them to the movies in Hard a month ago to see a Spike. Shock! In the entire film. No idea that black people like to talk. I wasn't saying a word. Like it was my fault. They give you, oh God. Can't you do something? Like I'm gonna stand up. Others, please. Kansas? I'm serious. One time racism saved my life on a plane. Coming from overseas. Oh, how this guy got him stood up, man. He said, "Let me fucking grown, face!" I started freaking out. Chinese, I was like, why is he talking like that? And on the plane, well, I thought I was the only brother. He's from Nigeria. Over them, he was looking right in my face. Words to me, he just looked at me, he was like. Just what he's talking about, I look right back at him. Seen us, they were like,
I think those black leave us.
We were just communicating that we understood the situation, saying the same thing. Don't take black hostages. I have yet to read. They is treating us good. We all Ray Ray and Big Steve and Newport. You're not gonna see it. Terrorists are smart. They know it. They terrorists. Bad bargaining chips. They called. We have good low. Thank you. I gotta tell you guys, beautiful New York welcome. I was in New York City 3 years. So nice welcomes. Port Authority. New York City. Damn. This whole bus station. Nah, it'll be outside. Every 2 blocks I smell for my life. Nobody told me black people came at the Port Authority woman. I'm gonna be disappointed. I was all naive. I just must not have seen. Taxi! No! First time I caught a cab on the first. I don't know how to go ahead. People, they see the division in just because I eat watermelon. They think that that's something wrong with me. Chicken or watermelon, something wrong with you. I don't like chicken. I'm sick of hearing great. Approach me to do a commercial, nigga. I eat chicken. It's the least I can do. People for eating beans, right? Listen, that's not a right. It's funny. Hate. Even the issue is nobody knows what white people are good at keeping it. You don't know that. I'm writing a paper. Do it just to get doing my money. That's why I'm working. They freak out. I just get away from my card, nigga. What are you looking at? There. These are. I know what you drink. I got grape juice. So I knew about grape juice, did? Don't play dumb with me. A lot of privilege in knowing about grape juice. Have grape drink. It's not that you get. Ain't no vitamins in that shit. You might have one of your blood.
What you
Juice? What? Fuck is juice? I want some grape. Popular now is because men in reality. The fantasy road. The situation is very... A lot of progress and it changed everything. Relationships anymore. I broke up with my Greek. Go back. Couldn't even argue. You should be able to argue. You should be able... But see, you got to stick to the fucking issue. Yeah, just to win them. That's why nothing ever gets done. Dishes, baby. Baby, before you put in the sink.
It's your ejaculator.
You know, why you gotta... I don't even... I don't. It was right on. As far as I'm concerned, I can't be vilified all the time. I was fucked. What were you? Come. The time, baby, I'm there no minute. Hey, man, who's in sex. Fucker. The best time. And then...
I've been wanting to get enough of that shit. Doesn't it bring back... Man, I forget just how polarized O.J. case was. And you know, on 4 different occasions. And before the end of the show, I'll tell you about each of those. First time I met O.J. Simpson, Monica. I can't believe a black dude was like, say that. She got some Vans on, nigga. Santa Monica! At the time, I had done a show. I was like, hey, O.J. Simpson's you. I said, what? Fuck Deps. Hey, yo, man, how are you? And you're doing really good. What's happened for you in your life? Stan, well, I don't know. His soon... Ladies and gentlemen, man, the fuck shot. So we know what happened. We don't, but we know what happened. I should tell you that she actually, I think you're adorable. Luck to you. Long time. And I whispered, trying to get us both killed. I was kidding. This time in a nutshell. So many different ethnicities. Very diverse crowd. Thought Bernie Sanders was going to come out and surprise. Yeah. Yeah, happy really to see black people fuck with me like they used to. A lot of reasons, a few reasons, you know. One is because slower internet connections. I mean, that would be my guess. Actions drew a wedge between my hold so dear. Weeks ago, I was supposed to be for a church that was supposed to raise awareness of the condition of the water in Flint. Out in Flint is fucking people sick. I mean, at least they have water. Fucked up. So I flew into Flint. A tremendous charity business on the schedule. So the reason I was benefit, it was on my way to the airport, and then Chris Rock got a ticket for you for the Oscar. And I was like, sure, nigga. Man, what am I gonna do about that water? We had fun. I didn't fuck. Stevie Wonder was there. They didn't. Never been to the Oscars. You've seen. I was gonna get in some trouble because when the black press came after. Excuse me, brother, something terrible's about to happen. And then I looked back and Kente Claude tie. I said, he said, I just want to ask. I said, what publication are you with? Who the fuck were you? He said, listen, brother, you understand a boycott for the IHU of all people, picket line and be a boycott. Nigga, I haven't been working. You on strike? Y'all niggas didn't stop. I had to watch fucking every night. Fucking Daily Bongo. I went there with so many stars, I couldn't even, was seducing me all. Smoking, drinking, and then came over right to my God, Dave Chappelle said the least are gay. You guys, you can just tell. The other one seemed like Texas or some shit, but the gay did all the talking. So David, do you have any movie ideas, Sue? I don't. But if you know the game, you don't have ideas. I was like, yeah, ideas. Like what, huh? Started making up shit that I'd like to see. Superhero idea. Because he was like, really? Huh? I was called Hero New Boots. Chef in San Francisco. He's taking out the trash. Powers beyond his wildest, Sonic, gay, and in San Francisco. But at first, Later, he just falls in love with them. No one remembers him when, well, I don't understand. They remember him. I said, because. Thanks. What's your name anyway? He's like, oh, New Boots. And that mother. He's like, I love. He was a possible gay superhero. Obviously, he's stronger than Superman, justice, and the American way. More than Superman. He beats up. Texans like, you got my. Only problem with this guy, activate his powers, unless he touches a woman's vagina. Not a long touch. With that, I said, well, the problem is that our hero is not a man. He's often short on camera. So whenever trouble breaks and convince women to let him, please, miss, I pat your vagina quickly. They can't tell him exactly why. Please, miss, just a couple of pats. Let's get away. I know the dilemma for the audience because he rapes a lot of lives and he saves way only rape. But I didn't realize it, but all the celebrities with that guy's my card. Call me on Monday. That worked out.